Hey guys, and warm welcome back to the channel. My name is Grace if you're new here, and this is the Rusty Thicket. So yesterday I should have posted a video, but of course I didn't, as you may have noticed. I just was not feeling super creative, or at least not in the normal way. So I wanted to bake some bread, and I took a really awesome recipe offline, and it turned out phenomenal, if I'm honest, especially for my first time ever making a plain old loaf bread, like sandwich bread. But none of the video came out, and I just didn't feel like putting it together and putting something, in my opinion, crappy out into the world. So I thought I would regroup today, and I have had an awesome idea, and I want to share the process with you. So as you can probably tell, this is leftover shrinky dink material. Like when I cut out my bigger pieces, I'm always left with this stuff around the edges, and I never know what to do with it. But I had this awesome idea that maybe I make little trinkets and weird random things and use a bunch of different crazy stuff from my craft pile and see if I can come up with something cool to put in our Goblin Core little trinket box that, you know, people might be interested in. So I'm gonna try some stamps and some like I've got trees and butterflies and moths and some mushrooms, and I'm just gonna stamp a bunch of stuff, and we're gonna cut it down smaller and see if they turn out to cute little trinkets or not. And that's what we're gonna do today. So I played around a little bit, and I noticed that as long as I don't touch them, my stamp ink should work out pretty well. I'm very interested in seeing what that will look like. So I didn't have a piece big enough for the moon, and I just did little half pieces, and I'll cut those down. I'm truly loving how this is like those filler markers that you fix like nicks and things on for your dressers, and they almost, maybe they are basically alcohol ink, but that's what it looks like when they dried in these little hearts, and I'm loving that. So I might have to figure out some more little doodles to do that with. The moths are turning out fantastic, and then I have this little frog-shaped cutter that I think I'm gonna go kind of wild with, and these will turn out tiny little bitty guys, so I'm not sure exactly how that's gonna go, but I'm very curious, so we'll at least get to find that out. So I'm gonna make lots of little different color swatches for those frogs. Figure this is probably the easiest way to do it. And I don't know if you remember me saying or not, but I think I am going to probably phase out my shrinky dink situation. Mostly just because I think I have found a better way for my artwork to be showcased, and it allows me to actually do more watercolor, which is really what I love. But, oh man, look how great that turned out. Doing it that way instead of trying to color it myself. You can tell there. Alright, so I think I might even keep those too and make them like little medallion type things. We'll see if they'll turn out good when I cut them. I don't know, sometimes it's just important to make sure you're not doing stuff just because, making sure when you are being creative, you know, it's not to try and sell it all the time. It's not always to try and make it work for you, but you're actually having fun, you're enjoying yourself, because art can be, you can have burnout from art too, you know, that's writer's block and artist block are very common things. You start to kind of get too into your own head about it, and then next thing you know, nothing comes out on paper. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this down and see what it might look like. come out kind of fun. We'll see. Put it off to the side here. Let's give him some little dots or something. So much harder than when I just colored paper. I like this idea, obviously because it uses some of my old stuff up, but also because I need little trinkets and charms for my Goblin Core horde for when people get to go through and make, you know, a stash of their own. Because I've found that making mine was really difficult to start out with, and then once other people saw what I was doing, you know, they sent me stuff, but not everybody's going to have that availability, or, you know, awesome neighbors that have kids that need to get rid of things, and, you know, that sort of stuff. So I wanted to be sure to provide that, because I thought it would be fun for people to go through. Oh yeah, so you gotta be careful because I'm starting to smear it there. Okay. What else can we do on this one? Let's do some more moths, maybe a tree. Do a green tree. Should fit perfect right there. I love how the ink turns out on this really shiny paper. I was afraid it would not. I think we can fit another small. Perfect. Okay. This was supposed to be this thing. It's actually a stamp, but it's kind of pitiful, and because it's not rubber, it wants to slide around, but that kind of looks like one of those like fun coffee ring things. So I'm not super disappointed with it, I guess. I'm gonna try it again though, because I think I just didn't expect it to slide around like it did. See? It's from a bottle cap, like a kid's lid here in Japan. Oh. Oh, I don't think I can press hard enough and get the center to actually come out because this ring. Oh well, we'll turn it into something else. Maybe. Something like that. That could be interesting, maybe. We'll see. Do more of these alcohol ink looking things. What should we do? Draw a snail. Isn't that wild? When I go back over it, it leaves interesting marks. He looks kind of rough, but he's also pretty cool. Might outline it and make it look a little more polished here in a minute. try from another angle here. Hopefully you guys can see a little bit better. I love this little tiny desk, you guys. You know, it's super my aesthetic and it's really cute, but I have one waiting on me back in the States that was my grandpa's, and I will try to put a picture on the screen somewhere and show you what it is, but I literally cannot contain my excitement for getting it, and I really think it's going to be one of those pieces that kind of defines a lot of my artwork. I know that sounds crazy, but you know, when your art studio, or you know, when you're surrounded by things that inspire you, obviously the art takes form because you're inspired. And I really can't wait to get that desk because I have been dreaming of that desk since I was a little girl. It was in my grandparents' like family room. That's where we always opened up our Christmas and birthday presents and things like that. So there's a lot of memories with it, but it's also going to hold so much more stuff than I can in this little bitty desk. Here, I'll show you guys. So this one's really, really cute. It's got, this is like one big pocket. This is where I keep my planner. And then I've got all my sketchbooks and things up here. And then this 3 drawers behind me is like my most common stuff, pens, markers, that sort of thing. And then everything else has to be stored in this cabinet here, which this cabinet is phenomenal. It's my husband's late grandfather's, and it holds, it's like a magic cabinet. It holds so much amazing stuff in it, but it still only holds so much, and it only holds so much nowhere near me, and everything has to be off to the side, which can kind of be annoying when I'm doing projects like this where I want lots of things on the desk and I can't really get around to that. But I think the even more beautiful thing is when I do get my grandpa's desk, when we are back in the States, I'll have a piece from my grandfather and a piece from my husband's grandfather, and putting those 2 pieces together is just going to feel awesome. I think my space is really going to inspire me to do lots of better, different things than I probably ever have before, because even just this desk has done that for me. I really enjoy. This is interesting. We'll keep that. I really enjoy the aesthetic this desk brings, and my grandpa's roll top desk is going to just be, you know, 100 times better. This one I'm going to turn into my altar when we get the other desk. So this desk is going nowhere. My husband bought me this from a thrift shop on my birthday right before we moved to Japan. I'm very much attached to it, so it won't be going anywhere anytime soon. I've kind of boogered that one up a little bit, but we'll keep it. We'll see how it turns out. Alright, so after I get done cutting a few more of these, I'm going to make a couple more off camera, and then I will show you guys how they all turned out after baking. We're just going to walk them into the kitchen. Look how loud it is in here. Alright, 100 more degrees to go, and we'll see what they look like when they're done. Okay, but honestly, they turned out super cute and little and perfect.